Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Matthew 6, verse 13. Dietrich Bonhoeffer comments, "Many and diverse are the temptations which beset the Christian. Satan attacks him on every side, if haply he might cause him to fall. Sometimes the attack takes form of a false sense of security, and sometimes of ungodly doubt. But the disciple is conscious of his weakness, and does not expose himself unnecessarily to temptation in order to test the strength of his faith. Christians ask God not to put their puny faith to the test, but to preserve them in the hour of temptation." From The Cost of Discipleship, page 144. The same idea is presented in Thoughts from the Mount of Blessing, where it says, "It is not safe for us to linger to contemplate the advantages to be reaped through yielding to Satan's suggestions. Sin means dishonor and disaster to every soul that indulges in it, and it is blinding and deceiving in its nature, and it will entice us with flattering presentations. If we venture on Satan's ground, we have no assurance of protection from his power. So far as in us lies, we should close every avenue by which the tempter might find access to us." To pray, "Lead us not to temptation," is to ask that God will keep us from the places, books, movies, music, and or people, you name it, that would influence us to do wrong. We are asking for God's help in the unequal battle against the tempter, and God's promise that he will never suffer you to be tempted above what you are able, but will, with the temptation, also provide a way of escape, that you may also be able to bear it. There is a legend of that Augustine, after he was converted, met a former mistress of his on the street, and she endeavored to get his attention, but he turned and went the other way. Surprised, she shouted, "Augustine, it is I." Continuing in the opposite direction, Augustine replied, "Yes, but it is not I." He was a different Augustine after his conversion, and he was not about to place himself in the devil's line of fire. It is important that we constantly pray that our puny faith be not put to the test, and that we cooperate with God in answering this prayer. And as always, think on these things.